Hello everyone, it's me, GWFan the Softcore Brony, welcoming you to a special Interlude episode of Let's Play My Little Pony Fantasy VI. So, version 1.0 of the game was released, and although it might not really be necessary, I figured I'd probably tell you a little bit about what's different between that and the previous version, and also how it affects this LP. In other words, go ahead and skip this one if you want. It's just a bunch of technical stuff that probably doesn't affect your game in any way. So, for starters, I didn't realize version 1.0 was released until after I'd already recorded the last video. But that's not really such a bad thing, because you got a good look at Sweetie Belle specifically, and also her character portrait, and before the changes, because, as you can see, character portraits for Sweetie and Bloom have been changed for one thing, and also the font in the menu here is slightly different, apparently. Also, as you can see, Sweetie Belle's actual character sprite has been changed to reflect a slightly longer mane. Pretty cool. Other minor differences here that also don't really affect the game. Like, for example, they'll actually tell you autosave and HP plus now. I don't know if that was because of this LP or not, or if he actually had a plan. But anyway, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so otherwise, most things are still the same. Just little stuff like that. Also, some of the dialogue in the game was changed ever so slightly. Not one here. But, for example, you may remember in the last video when we were talking about when we called Bloom, when Bloom was telling Eltros to, mess with other creatures of equal sliminess or whatever it was. Little things like that have been changed. But otherwise, the dialogue's mostly the same, but you might see other things that are different from this video and other ones. Other differences include stuff here in Miranda. Fortunately, I still had a save state from just before I recruited Scootaloo. There's actually now a new weapon here, the Invitations, which I assume is actually formerly the Cards. It's a pretty good weapon, I suppose, at least for the time you get it. Or that you can get it if you go to Miranda early. It's a good reason to go there early, in fact, since it's a better weapon for Pinkie Pie. Anyway, other minor differences. Scoot's character portrait's changed. Hey. And also, I've got this crew here because now Rainbow Dash can finally equip these weapons like this. And also, Scootaloo and also Pinkie Pie can equip knife-type weapons now. Not that I especially care, since Pinkie Pie here is generally better off equipping claws and long-range weapons, and Scoot's generally better off equipping spears. But yeah, so let's see. There's a few other little differences here and there that I really can't show you, such as that Fluttershy leaving. A 1 in 16 chance of leaving. That's no longer true. I've already fixed that back in video number 11 with a little annotation. Also, the near fatal state, which is when we're at a very, very low HP and the characters are kind of like, drooping in battle, or whatever you might call that. That's been raised from 12.5% to 25%, which is important if, for example, we're using the Knight's Oath, which now has HP++, this is like I thought, because, we'll be able to protect party members a little easier that way. And also, it'll affect the quote-unquote limit breaks that exist in this game when you're at low HP, which I have not shown off at all yet. Anyway, I just wanted to see that again. So, other little minor differences include, for example, that rain cloud up there. That used to be a, pink cloud of chaos. Now it's that, and it's actually called rain cloud instead of Joker, I believe. Oh, well, that's not going to hit the rain cloud. Well, Scootaloo, that's right, this is before. Ow! That's not going to work. Well, I'm totally screwing this up. That's not going to work either. Anyway, let's see, what else was I want to say? Oh yeah, other little differences, like Luna's speech has been changed a little bit to reflect better grammar, I suppose, and I'm still learning the ratio for the screen here. Oh boy. Yeah, I was kind of like widescreening it by accident back there. Anyway, Other little changes, stuff like Ninja and Brawler have also had some sprite changes. Also, in some of the bosses like Banner and Dataluma apparently have a new one now, although I haven't seen them yet. And even Daring Do apparently has a slightly different sprite, though not much. Princess Cadence here has some pretty new colors here. Wow. That's cool. Anyway, other things like Freeze doesn't last quite as long, not that we've actually seen that yet. And, well, also, you remember when I got the treasures in here, how they had that little @ symbol on a couple of them. Well, that's no longer true. So, yeah, that's some of the minor things. And one more thing, major thing, I saved the best for last. Oh boy. Remember the Berserk band? Well, how about that for usefulness? Maximum possible defense. Exactly how useful is that? Remember the Guardian and how hard it hit? Well. Come on, Pinkie Pie. Show him who's boss. Because he's not going to show you who's boss at all. Ha ha! Alright. Now, unfortunately, the sound wasn't on when I was recording this one, but I do have something else important to say about the band here. It turns out that Pinkie and Scootaloo and Rainbow Dash there are not limited to just the fight command, as you just saw. Pinkie Pie just randomly chose one of her random abilities, and now she's sticking to it. Check that out. I mean, that's pretty crazy right there. In addition to that, they might use Soar while under Berserk. Also very cool, especially if you use a certain other relic we'll get much later in the game. Come on, Scootaloo. So, yeah, that's version 1.0. That's pretty much all I really wanted to say about that, especially the crazy Berserk band. So, I'll see you all in the real game next time on Let's Play My Little Pony Fantasy VI. Until then.